Hello again, everyone. Welcome to, or welcome back to, Uncle Mark's ASMR channel. Today I'm going to showcase this book, which is called The Little Guide to ABBA. I've recently been gifted this book. Being Uncle Mark as I am, I do have some nieces and nephews around the place. And one of my adopted nieces, bless her heart, went on a little road trip to I believe, a book warehouse. And while she was there, she saw this little book, this little guide to ABBA. And my adopted niece knows me very well. And she knows that I love this band wholeheartedly. And I thought to myself, well, as a thank you to her, and for giving me a thank you for the music, as it says there, I would show a little bit of this book in a video to you all. So I thank my adopted niece very much for this lovely gift. Let's have a read of what we have here on the back. Before I read, in fact, I'm sure the majority of you viewing will have heard at least of ABBA. They are one of, if not the most famous bands, I think, in the world. And I've been brought up with their music since a young boy, all the way to where I am now as an older man. And I still love them as much now as I did then. And I'm not ashamed to say so. So there's a quote here from Frida. It says, "I had a dream, and it was fulfilled by meeting with Benny, Bjorn and Agneta." What do we see here? ABBA blasted their way onto the global pop scene with their Eurovision Song Contest win in 1974. It spurred them on to enormous chart success with singles, then albums, then compilations, selling by the million. The band conquered the world, recording, touring, performing and entertaining huge crowds everywhere. Now, Agneta, Frida, Benny and Bjorn are back with their first new music in decades and a virtual live event. The Little Guide to ABBA is a celebration of the Swedish foursome and their music, quotes from them all, as well as fun facts, stats, and more. And we say thank you for the music. The Little Guide to ABBA. So, talking of which, I have to say as well, just mentioned it there, I have attended with my wife ABBA Voyage in London, which, as it alluded to on the back of this cover, is the absolutely incredible experience of watching an ABBA concert with them as, I think, either 3D or 4D hologram. It was just an incredible, incredible evening, and I would do it again in a heartbeat. And if you ever have the opportunity to spend a night and watch ABBA Voyage live, then I thoroughly recommend. So let's just have a little look at what we've got here. Okay, so we've got some chapters. Chapter 1, Becoming ABBA. Chapter 2, Arrival. Chapter 3, Super Trouper. Chapter 4, So Long. Chapter 5, The Voyage Continues. Chapter 6, Thank You for the Music. I think I'll just, go through bit by bit and just pick up the occasional quotes. Etc. So chapter 1, Becoming ABBA. The early careers of the four musicians, singers and performers that wowed the world. Annie Fried, Benny, Bjorn and Agneta. There's that quote again that's at the back. ABBA formed in Stockholm in 1972, where the two couples, Agneta and Bjorn, Annie Fried and Benny, got together to sing and play some music. Benny was a member of the Hep Stars. Bjorn was in the Hootenanny Singers, and they'd known each other for a while. Some quotes here. I had a number 1. Yes, I was just 18 years old, so that was a good start. That was 68. That was Agneta in an interview with Cal Vorderman on Loose Women, 2013, which is a TV show in the United Kingdom. From the little town where I come from, we came into the big city by train. I was very nervous and excited about making a record, and it was a great moment for me. That was Agnetha in 2004. I never had any other plans. As a 7-year-old girl, I knew that it was a singer I was going to be. Annie Fried, 1973. The quartet's first record was Jetzt Gammelmann, a song about an old Salvation Army soldier in 1970. It translates as Hello Old Man in English and was a B-side. For one song, we asked our wives to come in for backing vocals. And all of a sudden, wow, they sound good. We don't. That was Benny in an interview with Adrian Lobb for The Big Issue 2017. It didn't occur to us that maybe we should form a band until 3 years later in 1972. Benny in an interview with David Morales, 2018. Not at first, no, but like I say, the Beatles were around, so I saw what could be done, and I decided to try. This was Benny on starting to write songs in an interview with David Roberts for MBW's World's Greatest Songwriters. ABBA is also the name of a famous fish canning company in Sweden. The band had to get permission from the ABBA seafood company to use it. We could feel that we clicked, but we had no idea that it would become the corporation it became. That was Bjorn on meeting Benny, in an interview with Anna Bodin in Dagens Nyheter 2020. The music scene changed with us. Something like ABBA didn't exist before. Pop like that was not invented yet. It was Annie Fried, an interview with The Guardian, it's a newspaper in the United Kingdom, from 2014. We should write a pop song in English and see what happens. Benny in an interview with David Morales, 2018. The energy exchange between us on stage and the audience was absolutely amazing. Annie Fried in an interview with Neil McMahon for Sydney Morning Herald, 2017. I was shocked. I cried tears of joy. Agnetha, as she was known then, on her first song in the charts, Jon Kopsis Boston, 1968. Could be Jon Kopsis Boston. Not sure about the pronunciation of this Swedish word, so my apologies, guys and gals. Agnetha was a telephonist for a car firm while performing with a local dance band. The band proved popular, and she had to choose between her job and her musical career. A As soon as Frida and Agneta started singing, that's when it sounds ABBA. Benny on ABBA's new music, The Chess Revival, Breast Night 2018. You can imagine you go to Brighton and you were this band, which is very well known in Sweden, but not outside, and bam, one night, and it all opens up. This was Bjorn in an interview with Fred Bronson from Billboard 1999. Benny and I have worked together since 1966. We've had our fallouts, but never anything really serious, and we don't see each other every day. Bjorn and the Blackpool Gazette 2014. Bjorn and Benny's first song, together, was called It Isn't Easy to Say, and it was recorded in 1966. In the 70s, no one would admit that they liked ABBA. The snobbery of the time wouldn't allow it. Brian Eno, in an interview with Paul Morley in The Observer, 2010. Benny and Annifried married in 1978 without telling anyone, including Bjorn and Agneta. Insane. Bjorn on ABBA's history. In 1980, there were approximately 3.5 million applications for 12,000 tickets for an ABBA concert at London's Royal Albert Hall, enough to fill the venue 580 times. In those days, you didn't even make any money touring. Production was so expensive, with a lot of people and stuff. And apart from the time you're on stage, the rest is utterly, utterly boring and unproductive. That was Bjorn on the Weekend Australian 2007. ABBA's rider in 1977 included Johnny Walker Black Label Whiskey, Pommery Champagne, soda water, Coca-Cola, coffee, tea, milk, and fresh fruits. things were happening in real life too, not just in our working life. Annie Friedlingstad and I got divorced. Bjorn Ulvaeus and Agneta Falstock got divorced. At first we still worked together because we knew what we had. Benny in an interview on Lorraine in ITV 2017. There's a real melancholy in ABBA's songs. All the flourishes like big double octaves on the piano. We stole them like crazy. I was quick with some Elvis Costello. We felt like we had something so valuable in the group that even though it was difficult, we didn't want to break that up. And to prove it, we did some of our best stuff after that. That was Benny on Divorce and Continuing with ABBA in 2017. ABBA's performance of Thank You for the Music on the Late Late Breakfast Show in 1982 was the last time they performed together for 4 decades. Wow. The Day Before You Came is the most underestimated ABBA song of all time. The lyric is unreal, and these guys did not speak English as their natural language. It was Pete Waterman on Let's Talk About ABBA by Stani van Viermersk, International ABBA Fan Club magazine. I can't listen to that song too much because it can make me cry if I'm in a vulnerable mood. It was Jarvis Cocker on The Day Before You Came, an article by Louise Brayley in Crack 2018. Love Jarvis Cocker, love Pulp as well. People should get up and dance. That's what Mamma Mia does with you. Bjorn, the Blackpool Gazette 2014. ABBA Gold is the number 2 best-selling album of all time in the UK, beating the Beatles and Adele. We do speak, it happens, just not very often. Whenever I don't turn up at an ABBA event, people assume we don't speak. Agneta in an interview in The Sun 2004. I hate flying. This time I came all the way from Sweden by bus and boat. Again, Agneta on foreign travel to Amsterdam in 1983. When I heard his voice in the headphones, I thought, Oh, I have to match this enormous, cool voice. And the way he sings, it's very sexy and a very good song. Agneta on her duet with Gary Barlow in an interview with Moira Petty, Daily Mail, 2013. Released in 2008, Mamma Mia, the movie, grossed more than $609 million worldwide. We created ABBA in their prime, 1979, as digital characters that we will then use performance capture techniques to animate and perform them and make them look real. Ben Morris, Industrial Light and Magic 2021. And they certainly did do exactly that with ABBA Voyage. ABBA had their first top 10 hit in 40 years with Don't Shut Me Down in 2021. We were simply starting to get out of touch with the pop music mainstream. Bjorn on to ABBA's new songs live up to their hits. Mark Savage 2021. ABBA were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2010. Dancing Queen was inducted into the Recording Academy's Grammy Hall of Fame in 2015. Why should we do it? We have done so many songs during such a long time. The fact that we had 2 divorces and there was no meaning, I think, with getting together again. Agneta on a Reunion 2011. I've learned never to say never. You just don't know. But I've reached an age where you start taking it easier. But I enjoy singing. I still sing at home. Annie Fried on a comeback interview with Frederick Skavlan, 2014. And then we have Thank You for the Music here. ABBA's main album releases the songs on them. So these are lyrics to the song. So we have Ring Ring, Waterloo. We have the albums here, ABBA, Arrival, The Visitors, ABBA Gold, Voyage. You look at these songs here, they are just absolute classics. Dancing Queen, Knowing Me, Knowing You, Take a Chance on Me. Mamma Mia, Lay All Your Love on Me. Super Trouper, I Have a Dream. The Winner Takes It All. Money, Money, Money. SOS, Chiquitita, Fernando, Voulez-Vous. Gimme, Gimme, Gimme a Man After Midnight. Does Your Mother Know? One of Us, The Name of the Game. Thank You for the Music. Waterloo. It's just sensational. friends, is going to wrap up this video for you tonight as we've had a little look across the little guide to ABBA. Do you like ABBA? What's your favourite ABBA song? Do let me know in the comments below if you've got the time. As I always like to sign off with, I hope you are all keeping well. I hope you found this video relaxing, or it was at least of use to you some way. A quick thank you once more again to my lovely adopted niece who gifted me this wonderful book. Thank you all very much for watching, and hopefully I'll see some of you again in the next one.